He's first team All-NBA maybe?
The disrespect that Steve Kerr has shown Jayson Tatum throughout this tournament makes me hate this team.
So, let's talk about...
But see, even that right there, bro.
Team All-NBA maybe?
The disrespect that Steve Kerr has shown Jayson Tatum throughout this tournament makes me hate this team.
Then you don't really care about basketball then. All you care about is just your player getting the limelight then. Like I said, if you're going to give somebody slack, I mean, if you're going to give somebody, pressure, give Steve Kerr the pressure. You're going to hate the team because your player didn't get love? What? What kind of weirdo are you, bro? Be mad at Steve Kerr, bro. And I don't lie, you Boston fans, bro. Like y'all really, y'all have made it difficult for a lot of people to like y'all, bro. Like before, I didn't understand the Boston hate, bro. I'm starting to understand a little bit now, bro. Like you guys are wildin'. Y'all been wildin', bro. I understand the frustration, bro, but a lot of you are so biased to the situation of like even trying to understand why he didn't get a lot of minutes. Don't get me wrong. He should have played. He should have played. I have no doubt about that. No doubt about it. He should have played. But you think he was going to play over LeBron and KD? You're on drugs. You're on drugs. You're on drugs, bro.
So, let's talk about Jayson Tatum. As we all know, Team USA just won gold with the men's Olympic basketball. And instead of people going on and on about how great KD, Curry, LeBron was, how great Devin Booker fit his role, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo coming off the bench, Drew Holiday being a great addition, instead of talking about all that, of course, people want to roll in the mud of negativity and talk about how Joel Embiid and Jayson Tatum weren't receiving the amount of minutes that they thought they were going to receive. Now, I must admit, I am guilty of this myself. I do love my fair share of toxic, nasty propaganda. However, I do believe a lot of the energy is being shifted in the wrong direction, or at least there is a lack of understanding of who these two players actually were. Now, to knock on Embiid just quickly, I do believe a lot of people started to contextualize his flaws as a player a lot more in these Olympic runs, and a lot of that just has to do with the fact that he has never really had the responsibility to complement this much talent around him throughout his career. So when he was out there trying to fit alongside Curry, KD, LeBron, and whoever else was on the floor with him, he looked a little bit out of place. He was slow-footed defensively, which kind of left him limited in defending in space, which is all of what a lot of the defense is overseas, especially in the Olympics. And then offensively, he was basically a clog. And I don't really...
And what's crazy about this too, bro, we talked about this prior. And I didn't see no Sixers fans denying this. I didn't see them going to an uproar about it. They were all saying the same thing. They were saying, yo, Embiid's we said Embiid's holding the ball too long. He's being lazy on defense. He's not adjusting his game to this team. They were saying the same thing. Shout out to Sixers fans, bro. Shout out to y'all, because y'all were being very honest about Embiid. Y'all being very honest. Y'all being very honest, bro. And I appreciate the non-biasy out of that. Because if you're gonna keep being this biased, your player's not gonna get better. Your team's not gonna get better, bro. It's just not. It's not. And the man got better. The man learned. The man got better, bro. So I love that. You understood that, bro. He had to sit down sometimes. You understood, bro. Yo, this game's not for you. This game, etc., etc. Respect it, bro.
I mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a very accurate depiction of who he is as a player. And again, I just think that has a lot to do with the fact that that's just who he has been throughout his entire career. He has never really played on a roster that has been overly talented. But a much bigger concern that everyone else had was Jayson Tatum and why he wasn't receiving the minutes, the roles, the responsibilities that many people expected out of him entering this year. Now, let's get a little bit more of a backstory here. Jayson Tatum, unlike Embiid, he's on a team where early on in his career, they took the ball out of his hands, threw guards out there with Kemba Walker, Kyrie Irving, constantly kept ball handlers around him to kind of help him initiate offense. So moving off ball is something that he's pretty consistent with. Also, the Olympic style of basketball, where it's a lot of running zone or switching, three-point shooting, dribble,
you gotta
drive,
be able to
kick
shoot.
Out. That's a style of play that the Boston Celtics have thrived in over the past couple of years. And so it seemed like a very seamless transition for him with the Olympics. But more importantly, in his prime, potentially peak of his powers, first team All-NBA, just got done with a championship run in a team that just lost Kawhi Leonard at the beginning of the run. It seemed as if like it was going to be a natural move to move him into that role and responsibility, regardless of what that was going to look like for Kawhi moving forward on this roster, but no. Instead, Team USA decided to have their starting five consist of a 3-guard lineup of Curry, Booker, and Jrue Holiday, and that was fairly consistent for most of this run. The last game against France, they took out Jrue Holiday and put out KD, which again you would assume is supposed to be Jayson Tatum's role, and there were even games where Tatum's minutes were very inconsistent, wavered all throughout the Olympic run, but I do believe the eyebrows really started to raise when he received DNPs. Yes, someone who was one of the best players in the NBA, fit the role perfectly in what you would assume this team would need, receiving DNPs in the Olympics.
Yo, those are nice. Hold on one second.
Candace, what's up? I think my daughter's going pro at basketball.
She's 3.
Yeah, she's 3.
As Tatum did not play in both of the Serbia games, and the criticism towards the coaching staff really hit new heights in that last Serbia game in the semifinals because USA found themselves down 17 early, and Steve Kerr and the rest of the coaching staff still decided to not play him no matter how many points USA went down. Now,
And that's what I didn't like from Steve Kerr's part too, is that no matter how up they were, they wouldn't give him brothers minutes. They really weren't. I didn't like that. I thought that was mad stupid. I was just like, you're not even gonna let bro get some burn? Like, come on, bro. Like,
to conclude this story, it came out to be a fairy tale ending because USA came back from the 17-point deficit against Serbia, won that game in the semifinals, and went on to France and beat France. And even in that game, in the finals, you know, Jayson Tatum received some minutes. Not much, only 11, but he still received some minutes. But of course, this kind of begs the question, why exactly did Jayson Tatum not play? And this has been an ongoing conversation for quite some time now, over the past couple of weeks, because not only do we have the Jayson Tatum conundrum, but also, why wasn't Jaylen Brown introduced into the team once Kawhi Leonard dropped out? I don't know if Kawhi really dropped out. I think the Clippers forced him out. But, you know, Kawhi is no longer here. Jaylen Brown seems like, a natural replacement for him because he is a wing, a big body, versatile defender player. Why wasn't he being replaced by him as well? And, of course, a bunch of conspiracy theories. Oh, my God, Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Ty Lue, all these other coaches, head coaches for opposing teams, they just want to tear the Celtics up. That's the reason why they playing Jrue Holiday and Derek White. They just want to rip it all apart. They're just playing mind games. Y'all just don't understand. And also, Jaylen Brown against Nike, duh. Come on, dog. You're not reading between the lines. Now, personally, I do think a lot of that is a load of BS. To be fair, I do believe that Jayson Tatum also should have played in that Serbia game.
let me tell you something. I don't believe it's BS with that Jaylen Brown situation. I don't believe that's BS at all. Bro, there is literally no logical explanation why Jaylen Brown shouldn't have played and Derek White did. There's no logical explanation. We can tell me, oh, he makes more shots. I get it to a degree, but there were games that he couldn't hit the side of a backboard. Sorry, side of a barn house. He couldn't throw a rock in the ocean or something. There were some games, bro. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, I don't believe. I just do not believe that. I do not believe there's any logical explanation that you could tell me. Oh, they wanted more shooters. Cool. You could have got some. Come on, bro. Come on, son. Come on. I tell you this, if you wanted more shooters, why was Langston Galloway playing it and not Kyrie Irving? If you wanted more scorers, why was Langston Galloway playing and not Kyrie Irving? That's wild. So miss me with all that nonsense, bro. Miss me with all that nonsense, bro. Because that's just, well, Jaylen Brown could have played his role too. Could have played his role excellently, I believe. You know, but that's a story for another day. But anyone telling me that, oh, they needed more scorers, Melvin, could have got Kyrie. Yeah, Langston Galloway and some other, I forgot what the other dude's name is, but he could shoot. But nah. Come on, bro. Come on.
In the semifinals, because the defensive scheme that we employed in the fourth quarter to slow down Serbia to 15 points, my goodness, we are dominating defensively, is a defensive scheme that Jayson Tatum would flourish in. Like, literally,
I agree
using
too.
KD as a POA defender, very switchable, being able to defend bigs from time to time. That is effectively who Jayson Tatum was in the finals. So defensively, it actually made a lot of sense to play Jayson Tatum. But I don't really think the problem between Tatum and Brown, for that matter, is defense. It's the offensive side. And this is an ongoing problem that I have been trying to convey to people for literally 4 months now. And I don't know why people don't want to hear it. I actually made a video about it on this channel. Even in the video, people were like, oh my God, look, you're just hating. Oh my God. Why?
And this is a wild place to stop at, but that's another thing. I understand why people don't like Boston fans. Like I'm starting to understand it now. Like, well, I'll say they don't like. I'm still not Boston. People don't like basketball fans. Let me say that. I apologize. My fault, Boston. My fault. But I like basketball fans, because basketball fans, bro, when you like a team, bro, when you are so involved in love with a team, bro, you let logic go right out the window, bro. About my Warriors, we told you guys that we needed a big. We told you guys that we need someone to help Stephen Curry out. We told you guys that Steve Kerr's not a good coach. We told y'all that for years. We told y'all that for years. And y'all till this day are now starting to get it. You're now starting to get it. I've been a fan of Golden State since the Monte Ellis Mississippi Bullet days. You understand what I'm saying to you? The Mississippi Bullet days. Okay, you understand that. Cool. I have watched the elevation, the change, bro. Like, bro, the things that we needed, bro, they never was given Steph. Never. You understand what I'm saying to you? I can say that. I'm non-biased. But I see a lot of fans, bro, in particular, in this case, Boston, bro. Yo, the shooting obviously is an issue. And you're going to see what I mean when Lowe talks about Tatum.
How do you just hate so much? Like, y'all just sit here and believe that.
Call somebody a hater for giving you actual information.
Y'all just don't want to acknowledge the fact that Jayson Tatum is a heavily flawed player and benefited immensely from being on a team that was ultra talented. And I do not believe that he should be given anything whatsoever. He should not inherit a starting role or major minutes on a roster that he does not best suit or best fit the needs of the team, because the brother cannot shoot. His jump shot has fallen off the face of the earth, and you all don't want to admit it. That's the problem. That's really the problem.
Here are the top 3 beard myths. 1. Shaving grows thicker beards. That's a myth. There's no scientific link between shaving affecting thickness or growth rates for beard hair.
Steve Kerr also talked about this, is before I bust out the numbers. Steve Kerr talked about this as well, about how it's a math problem and how just from what Kevin Durant had produced as soon as he stepped in, it's really hard.
KD came in the game and started gunning. Gunning. Do you hear me? But y'all want him to play. Y'all want Tatum to play over KD. Wait. What are you sniffing?
For him to find minutes for Tatum on the floor. Again, I think DMPs are a bit excessive, but Tatum was...
No, he should have never been DMP. That is insane. That blew my mind. I don't think no one on that team should have been DMP'd. There is no way, with the amount of talent you have on that Team USA, that you had them... You had him and Halliburton, which Halliburton also should not have been DMP, because there were times when they could not get any playmaking going with LeBron sitting down. That brother should have been playing. Y'all are on crack. That brother should have been playing, and he didn't complain of nothing. But the excuse for that is he's not a champion. Of course, that's the excuse. Okay. But I'll tell you like this. Yeah, they were trying to get whatever. But my point being is, though, there's no way those two brothers should have been DMP'd. There's no way. As talented as Tatum and as talented as Hallie is, bro, there's no way. There were times when Ant-Man couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. Could have took him out and put Tatum in there. Let Ant-Man sit down for a bit. Let Tatum play that defense, man. Him, KD, Brock. Come on, man. Nope, didn't do that. I didn't understand it. I truly didn't.
Never, ever going to receive any major minutes on his team if he could not make a jump shot. And I didn't want to put this on the timeline. I didn't want to make a video about it.
Hallie don't even care.
I didn't want to come across as the hater. But over the past 2 weeks, I just keep hearing people just crying about why Jayson Tatum, for whatever reason, they just think he's supposed to. It is his to have. It's his team, his roster, his starting position. He's supposed to play major minutes on his team. But the truth of the matter is, bro, he got multiple opportunities to prove to everyone.
But Taylor, that's what I'm saying too. Like I told you this before. I said, because Lowe said earlier, oh, Steve Kerr has a grudge against him. It's not a grudge. This Kerr is just dumb. Kerr. Shh. Did you watch some of the games when Ant-Man was playing defense? Did you watch some of Ant-Man was not great all the time. He was good, but not all the time. Stephen Curry, it was some games where he was getting killed. But because of Stephen Curry, obviously, because what he does off ball, that's, I mean, obviously, way more important than anything. But there were times that Hallie could have been mixed up. He could have been mixed. He could have been in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Not saying give him mad minutes, but he could have played some. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they should not have been DMP. That's insane. That's insane to me. But anyway, with Steve Kerr's situation, we all knew already this was Steve Kerr, because again, if you're a Golden State Warriors fan, you see the consistency of what Steve Kerr does on the regular with Golden State. You saw it on this team, shoving dudes out there doing hot, letting players play that aren't doing really well, having them stay on the court, having a certain core five stay on the court no matter how bad they do. You understand what I'm saying? That's Steve Kerr. He's been doing that forever, and terrible. Oh my! But there were some games Steve Kerr did a very good job. Don't get me wrong. There were some games, and I told y'all that Steve Kerr's doing a very good job on these substitutions. He's doing a very good job. I was very surprised some of these games, but majority of the games, Steve Kerr wasn't. He was just like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it was just like the same typical thing he does on Golden State. The same thing. And I already know the 12-year-olds, the 13-year-olds, the 40-year-olds who think that they're 13-year-olds, they're going to tell me, well, why don't you be a coach? Shut the hell up, okay? Just shut the hell up. Oh, my God. If you're not going to talk basketball and tell me how I'm wrong with basketball with actual logic, shut the hell up, please, okay? Because I'm tired of the 3 or 4 of you weirdos telling me to be a coach when none of you have touched the hardwood of a collegiate basketball team. All right, so please stop doing that, okay? My God, just combat me with actual basketball, please. That's all I'm asking. But anywho, it's like, am I saying Steve Kerr doesn't like Tatum? No, I don't believe that at all to be true. But I think he just didn't utilize him well. I think because of his shooting, he thought Tatum couldn't do much, right? And at times Tatum did play. Understand this too. Because people were saying, Lowe in particular, I saw he posted on Twitter, talked about, oh, you guys talk about he needs rhythm. I think he did need some rhythm. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think psychologically it did hit him a little bit, and that is important. No matter what you say, it is important. The psychological factor is very important, bro. He's not Kobe. He's not Steph. He's not none of them brothers, bro. He's not. But understand that the brother's still psyche has to be good. Bro came from winning the chip to barely getting any minutes. That's going to affect anybody, okay? Like, please stop acting like you're Iron Man Mike up here, because most of y'all get bullied by y'all bosses in real life. So don't do that, please. But besides that point, there are some factors, there's some context behind why I think Tatum didn't do so well. But the shooting, I believe, is the major reason why Steve Kerr might have not played him too much. Because again, if you watch that Serbia game, overseas ball in general, they clog that paint. You gotta be able to shoot, bro. If Tatum was shooting mad middies, all right, cool. And if Steve Kerr didn't still play him, I'd be like, all right, Kerr, you being a little weird, bro. But Tatum wasn't hitting shots.
In the showcase games where he was supposed to be in the hierarchy of the talent in the NBA, and he failed to do so. A lot of that continued over in the Olympic Games. And for people out there going to sit here and say, oh, it's because his confidence is shattered, and no, they were giving enough minutes. No. This brother has not been able to make a shot since the beginning of the playoffs.
Still matters, Lo. Still matters. I'm not saying the minutes part, Nah, I don't care about that. But I will say his confidence probably has been gone for a minute. And this did not help at all. This didn't help at all.
And y'all have just been in denial about it. But
his shooting has been a
Jayson
big problem.
For those who do not know, didn't make a single three-pointer in any of these games, Olympic and Showcase. And again, for people out there who sit and say, "Oh, Steve Kerr, he knew what he was doing. He shot his confidence. He shot it. His whole confidence going now. It's Steve Kerr's fault. It's Steve Kerr's fault that.
But that's typical.
In the playoffs,
that's
69% in the restricted area. Okay. 32% in the paint non-restricted area.
Oh my
Yikes.
God.
37% on mid-range jump shots, yikes. 0 for 9 on left corner threes, yikes. 1 for 2 on right corner threes, okay. And 30% on above the break threes, yikes. There is nowhere on the floor outside of a right corner three where he's made 1 of 2. But realistically speaking, there was nowhere on the floor throughout the entire playoffs where Jayson Tatum shot above 40% from the field outside of the restricted area. Ain't got nothing to do with his confidence.
And y'all gotta understand this too.
He's not.
And you gotta understand this too. He's not playing over LeBron. They're not going to play through LeBron. I hate to break this to you guys. And a lot of you people that hate LeBron, which I saw a lot of you understand, like, oh, LeBron, he's making Tatum's game bad, blah, blah, blah. I hate to break this to you, bro, but we got gold. We got gold because of LeBron being basically the main playmaker. So I understand Tatum in the finals, he was rebounding, he was playmaking. I understand that. He's not doing that over LeBron. He's not, bro. He's not. He's not. And they were not going to sit there and make that man the main playmaker while Bron was sitting down. It wasn't going to happen, bro. It wasn't going to happen, bro. Okay? It wasn't going to happen. Again, like I said, did he deserve DMP? Hell no. Hell no. They could have found a way to get that man to play. No way. He's too talented, bro. I don't care what y'all say. He a talented brother, man. But it just seemed like he didn't, like Embiid, right? They didn't really change their games a little bit to help elevate the team. You saw what Devin Booker was doing, right? Devin Booker became a two-way player. There was games Devin Booker was hot, and he was giving Curry the ball to set him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a lot of sacrifice I saw from a lot of players. And I will say this, though, in Tatum's defense. I do feel as if that Steve Kerr didn't even allow him to make any mistakes too much. I mean, he did make some mistakes, like he hit the side of the backboard at one time, too. But I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I feel for Tatum, but I understand why he didn't play. DMP, I don't understand that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
In the rotation, he needed better feel. Starter
That's
for the
crazy
Boston
to me, bro.
Celtics
That's
in his
crazy to
run.
me, bro.
Got major minutes for the Boston Celtics in his run. Practically took many shots he wanted to for the Boston Celtics in that run, and that's what he shot from the field. Jump shot was gone. And so when you watch the games themselves, especially against Serbia, bro, they were running a zone against us. Bam, got ignored. Corner three, top of the key, because they knew not to defend him. In Olympic basketball, bigs can just camp in the paint. Bigs don't have to step out. They don't have to defend you. And so you have someone on the floor that is a non-floor spacer. That's a problem. It's a major problem. And it's actually a huge reason why Devin Booker was the one who was actually closing out games, because if we're being honest with ourselves,
he was amazing. Oh my God, D-Book was so good, bro.
The role that D-Book had played, especially in these last two games where he was closing,
running the floor, moving out the ball well, off ball screens out the yin-yang. Oh my God, I seen the way Book was wilding, son, and it was getting me kind of aggravated how he wasn't getting like as much like love it as he should have, bro. The off-ball screens of D-Book and Drew Holiday, of course, Steph and them, was just great. Oh my Lord, it was so good. That like D-Book started realizing like how to get Curry open off the screen so that Embiid, like it was just phenomenal to watch Book just turn from this dude who scores like crazy to being a Swiss Army knife, bro. He was doing everything. He was doing everything, bro. It was such a treat to watch, bro. Such a treat to watch from D-Book, bro. I'm rooting for D-Book like crazy to get better and become a two-way player. If D-Book is a two-way player on the Suns, woo, Suns. Boy, y'all got something now, man. Ooh, y'all got something now. I'm telling you. Because that brother impressed me so much, bro. First couple of games, I was like, what's he doing, bro? He's not really hitting shots. But then I saw him getting crashing the boards. Then I saw him setting off ball screens. I see him hitting that nice patented freaking mid-range, that nice midi jump high as heck. Beautiful release. Oh, my man. Oh, D-Book, man. I really hope you become a really good two-way player. I hope he does. I hope he does work on that. Hope he does.
Out, that was supposed to be Tatum. Tatum was supposed to be out there in big moments, stepping up, knocking down shots. But he couldn't do that because he literally wasn't knocking down any jump shots. Like literally. And then you have the other problem with JT offensively, and that is Tatum's not a ball handler. He's not a decision maker. He's not someone that you can rely on to dribble drive, defense collapse, the floor shrinks on him because of the zone, and he makes the read. And we know this because we saw him struggle, not only against France, because I saw him do it like once or twice, but he was struggling to do that all throughout the Olympics, all throughout the showcase games, all throughout the playoffs. And that's been a plight of him. That's been a fault of him for a good portion of his career. Now, when you're on a Boston Celtics team where they space out the floor at practically every position, you don't have to worry that much about opposing teams shrinking the floor on you. But the truth of the matter is, if we're being honest with ourselves, there's a reason why Tatum wasn't playing. I do believe he should have at least received some minutes in that third quarter against Serbia when it was very clear that Anthony Edwards also didn't look great out there. For defensive purposes. It just would have made sense to put.
See what I'm talking about? We on the same page. See what I'm talking about, bro? Like, DMP is crazy. DMP for Tatum is crazy. That is crazy, bro. I don't care what none of you say. Giving Tatum and Hallie DMP is crazy, son. Like, that's malarkey. I don't care what y'all
put Tatum out there, but I think that people believing that he's entitled to receiving these minutes, that he's entitled to receiving a starting position, that he's entitled with anything, doesn't make any sense to me. And I find it very odd that like people like just champion. Oh my God, give him a spot. Like why? Because things that he did in the NBA that he has not been able to do in the Olympics.
And again, that doesn't translate. That's not going to translate, bro. If you cannot fit with this team, bro, you're not going to play like that. Like you're not going to start. You're just not, bro. Like. You saw what happened to Joel Embiid, right? All right. Sat his butt down, didn't they? In typical Steve Kerr fashion, what he does a lot of times too is you can do trash, and that man will keep you. He'll keep playing you, bro. And, yo, you know what it is? I think, bro. I feel like Steve Kerr does that thing of like, if the starting lineup doesn't work, right? And let's say one or two players are playing bad, and he keeps playing them for like minutes and minutes and minutes. I feel like he's trying to like, I feel like he doesn't want to like change the lineup for like a minute. Because it'll make him look bad. I feel like that's what it is, something, bro. Because he just don't like, bro. As y'all know, we talk about Klay Thompson. I love Klay. Y'all know how I feel about my dog Klay. But for how long of a period did Klay Thompson not do trash? And Moses Moody did better. Other players were doing better, right? Consistently too, right? And it took Kuminga with Wiggins, right? And how long did it take that man to finally say, you know what? Yo, Klay, come off the bench, brother. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I get it, bro. That's Klay. That's family to this team. That's family. You know what I'm saying? I totally get it. But you losing games because of what you're doing. You're losing games because you're trying to have them figure it out. And with Joel Embiid, with the team that we've had, USA has had, I feel like they got him back into like, yo, bro. You just move a lot quicker off the post. We'll spread the floor better for you. Keep your head up. Don't put your head down. When you have your back to the basket. He was doing that a lot. Joel Embiid was doing that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Be quick. 1, 2, either pass it or get down in that paint. You know what I'm saying? Hit your middies. Hit your from the top of the key 3-pointers off transitions, which he was doing too. Like. Joel Embiid was a lot faster on his game after a certain amount of time, you know? And that's all he had to do, was be more decisive quicker. That was all he had to do. That's all he honestly had to do, bro. He started playing defense better. He was boxing out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Which was also a problem from the beginning, because remember, he was flopping a lot too, trying to draw fouls. You know, so...
Matter of fact, there's things in the NBA that he wasn't able to do that still carried over to the Olympics, and we need him for those things.
Which is
floor is shrunk. They play zone. You need to be able to shoot out of it. Tatum can't shoot right now. And everything I just said about Tatum is applicable to Jaylen Brown as well. It's a huge reason why he was not there. And I believe it's a bigger reason why I do not buy in this idea that because they won a championship, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are players that you all keep trying to make them to be. They're not. I don't think
I don't believe that Taylor
Kerr is a perfect coach.
Showing this dude his face. No, Taylor, I don't believe it, honestly. I mean, if that's true, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. If that is true, that is insane. But I don't believe that. I don't believe Curry and Draymond wanted to trade I believe that from what they said about what do you call it? Them not telling Clay like, hey man, we want to get Paul George. I think that's the main reason why that Clay wanted to leave, was because the owners, whatever you want to call them, they weren't honest with bro at first. Because I think, if you remember correctly, they were saying that they were saying to Clay that they don't have the money for him, something like that. And then all of a sudden, the report came out about, oh, they offered Paul George this amount of money. So, and if I was Clay, me personally, I would feel some kind of way about, yo, bro, you lied to me. And I feel like you owe Klay Thompson at least honesty. Out of everything, honesty, I don't think that's hard to do for Klay, you know? I think that's all Klay really wanted, you know? And you got to remember, too, Klay apparently told Steph, I don't want you to influence them giving me the money I feel like I deserve. I want them to come to me and tell me and offer me the money I feel like I deserve. So I don't think, honestly, that that's the case, Taylor. I'm not going to lie. If it is, that's crazy.
Same with Eric Spoelstra. Same with Ty Lue. I don't think that they are. I think that they all make mistakes. They
Ron
all
said
have
no. I saw the report about that too.
Some of their rotations throughout this Olympic run. Some of the offensive scheming was also very, very questionable early on, and some of the defensive rotations also in that Serbia game didn't make any sense in that first half at all. But I don't think that they're stupid though, especially when, in particular, when it comes to the JT minutes. I think they're being very rational, very real, and everybody in the community is just crying about Tatum.
No, they're not being rational. DNP is not rational.
Receiving minutes, but the truth of the matter is there's a reason why, and you all don't want to admit it, and it's just simply because what role was he going to play on this roster? If you cannot dribble, drive, and a kick out, initiate offense, table set offense.
But Tatum could do that. That's what he was doing when he was on the Celtics. He was dribbled. He was when he couldn't score like that. He was literally dribble, driving, kicking it out. He was doing that, you know. But and again, I feel as if he would have learned his place. No, for sure, Taylor. No, for sure. And I know what you mean. I know what you mean too. But I feel like Tatum could have done that. I don't know why people say that he couldn't do that. I feel like he could have ended up learning made his game more of a support kind of individual, you know, on the playmaking, off-ball screens. I don't understand. Oh, God, Smooth is back.
Then effectively, you need to be a floor spacer. Tatum isn't that, especially with the second unit that was going to feature Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo.
But that's when you should have had Hallie. Like, what? You should have had Hallie in there then. That's the case. Like, bro, you can't. Listen, I understand. Like Hallie on defense, right? But even in exhibition games, he was stealing the ball like crazy. But I understand bro ain't all that great on defense. Like, I totally get that. But having Bam and Drew Holiday and all of them to help you out, I feel like that would have helped Hallie, helped cover up Hallie's negatives, you know? But I could be wrong. I obviously could be wrong, so.
I'm gonna put another non-floor spacer? Like, what are we doing right now? And so as great as Tatum is as a player, and no one is taking anything away from Tatum, but it's just the reality that many of you all have been ignoring because they won a championship. And this is this thing when it comes to winning bias where your whole perception on a player just changes just because they were fortunate enough to be on a really great team. Not to say that they didn't contribute to that winning. Absolutely not, because Tatum did. But them winning doesn't remove their flaws. Tatum still shot poorly, couldn't hit a shot. That's a reality that you have to accept.
And he needed to hit shots.
Numbers, not just in the Olympics, not just in the showcase games, but also in the playoffs. Hopefully, we can all come to the conclusion that Tatum isn't as good as you all try to make him out to be. So to Tatum, congratulations. You won a gold medal. Same year you won a championship. Same year you was first team All-NBA. And to be quite frank with you, I hope you continue with your success because as an American, I would love to see you play better because in 4 more years, my brother, if you keep this up, I don't know where you fit in the hierarchy of NBA greatness. I would love to see.
But again, I feel like if they gave Tatum a chance to actually get some playmaking going, I feel as if it would have been pretty cool. I think he would have done some good. Not him being the primary ball handler to playmake, of course, no. But for him to implement some playmaking like he was doing on Boston, I feel like that would have helped. I think that would have helped in the USA, no? I don't know. Again, I could be wrong. Let me know.
more greatness out of you. And I don't believe that this is who you are as a player. I don't think that this is your ceiling. I think that there is still room to grow. But also, I'm not going to pat you on the back. I'm not going to sit here and just yes man you. I'm not going to sit here and stroke your ego because your team was great enough to win a championship despite the fact that you couldn't hit anything outside of the restricted area. I'm not going to do it. Get your jump shot back, become a better passer, playmaker, reader of defenses, decision maker, and we can have a conversation. But bro, until then, bro, y'all gotta stop. Y'all have to stop. Got this man's mother on the timeline talking about,
Yeah,
oh,
that was crazy.
injured.
That was crazy.
I don't know. It looked like he is, the way he's shooting the ball. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think I'm hating on Tatum, or do you think I'm just speaking the truth?
Listen, man, I agree with some of those points, but then again, I don't. I truly believe that Tatum could have helped this team on both sides of the floor. I feel like the jump shot thing, that's very real. I noticed that. I noticed that a lot, especially in the playoffs, in the finals. I noticed that a lot in the finals, bro. I hope bro can get it together. I feel like this is going to elevate him like crazy. All right, Cap, I'll see you, Brody. Bow. I gotta watch at least. Oh, we can watch half. We can watch almost all of the Rico Hines runs. It's the Rico Hines runs with James Harden.